Hi everyone, Ryan Ratliff here with Mad River Outfitters, and welcome to the first installment of Fly Tying Tips, where you're going to learn everything you need to know about tying your own flies. Welcome to Fly Tying Tips, where we're going to have a new video out every Wednesday that will help you be a better fly tyer. This opening video, we want to talk about the most important thing, the hook. That's the platform of your fly. So if you've called me on the phone, you've talked to me, you've heard me explain, this is the skeleton. If you're trying to make an elephant, you can't use a crocodile skeleton. So if you're trying to tie a small fly, you can't use a long hook. You can't use a hook that is going to be for a dry fly, something on the surface of the water if you want the fly to sink. If you're going after big fish, you need a stronger hook. So a lot of things that kind of seem common sense when you step back, but it's overwhelming. And this series is going to help you not be overwhelmed with all these nuances. So when you look at the hook, there is a large explanation on the good packaging. So a Daiichi, a TMC, TMCO hook, these are going to tell you what type of hook that you have on the package. It might say nymph, that's going to be a hook that's going to sink under the water. It might be, say, dry fly, that's going to be a hook that's designed to be up on the surface or near the surface. So that's a great way to start. What type of fly do you want to tie? Then the next thing that you're going to see on there is typically the design of the hook. It's going to be the hook wire gauge, that's going to be heavy or thin. It's also going to say the length of the hook. Is it going to be a 1x long, 2x long? I'll explain all that type of stuff, but these are the things you're going to see. Also, it's going to be, is it barbed? Is it barbless? What type of bend does it have? There's lots of things there that you're going to see that can be very confusing. The nice thing is the good companies will tell you at least if it's a dry fly hook or if it's going to be a nymph hook. Let's talk about what the 1x long, 2x long, 3x short, all this stuff means. Each company has a standard length. So at the anatomy of the hook, you have the bend, you have the point, and then you have a flat place that's the shank. Not every hook, but that's on a standard hook. We'll get to the different types down the road. But the shank is what you're going to tie on. That's your platform. Once you start seeing 1x long plus, going longer than that, what that means is the width of the eye of the hook, when it's a 1x long, it's an extra hook eye length. So sometimes you'll see HEL, hook eye length, 1x long, 2x long. A streamer hook, a woolly bugger hook, for example, might be a 3 to 4 hook eye lengths or 4x long. That gives you enough platform to tie the fly, add a bead or cone, certain types of things. If you're trout fishing and you're going to tie a nymph, just a standard nymph without a bead, then maybe a standard length, maybe a 1x long at the most would be fine. If you're going to add a bead and then other parts of the fly that aren't just the body, and we'll talk about the anatomy of the fly down the road also, but you might want a 2x long. So obviously this can still be a little bit confusing. That's why you always can give us a call. But if you look at a recipe, it might tell you a hook number. That hook number is the design, and if you research that, it would say a 2x long, maybe a 2x heavy. So let's talk about that heavy part. If you want the fly to sink, it's heavy, so it's going to be a thicker wire. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sink to the bottom, it's just going to get it started for you. The anatomy of the hook eye length, the bend, all that type of stuff, if you want that to go down, we're going to go with a heavy wire. Dry fly, you want it to be up. You might want it not to be so long of a shank because that's more weight. So it's going to be a standard shank, but it might be a light wire, so thinner diameter hook. That's going to be your basics. The anatomy of the hook, the eye placement, we'll talk about that in another video too. That can be a whole one. But Understanding what type of hook that you need and what all that jargon means, that's the first step to picking the right platform or skeleton for your fly. All right, thanks for watching the first installment of Fly Tying Tips. If you like what you saw, hit that button, leave us a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. It's free, helps us out a ton. We get to know some good feedback there. So we're gonna come out every Wednesday, so stay tuned and we'll see you next time.